Hi guys, a lot of y'all have known me and some are meeting me for the first time. So if you hear something that you've heard, or if I've told a story and you've heard it before, or hey, I'm sorry, please work with me. It all has a point. And where we want to get is for you to know who I am, so you can trust me. So even if you're not sure, what the heck is that guy doing up there? You can at least know where my heart and where my soul is. I've been a lawyer for 26 years. I've done all sorts of cases, criminal and civil. Primarily, I've been a defense attorney. I've also been a special prosecutor, but most importantly, I've been a judge. And I'll bring that home for us in a minute. But the one thing I want to share with you is a little bit of my story, because it's important. I came to this area in Central Texas in 2018, kind of tired of practicing, kind of fed up with it a little bit. And my partner, Lane Higginbotham, started pushing me. He invited me down, he said, "No, we're gonna do civil law." And I said, "What?" And he said, "Yeah, we're gonna do civil law." And I said, "Awesome." And it started making me think. And it started getting me to be a better lawyer and be a better person. And the more I did it, the more happier I became. I was learning something new. Then I had the opportunity to come down here to this county. And I had never been before. I'm telling you, I've been in 254 counties. And in 2018, I came to Lampasas for the first time, walked in the courthouse, put one foot in, and I told this story earlier, and I heard the floor creak. And I have to tell you, I'm an Aggie and I am a man, so I had to do this. You know, to make the floor creak. I love courthouse squares. And what I found was, even though I was coming down here for something unpleasant, the people were wonderful. And they became part of my soul. Doug and Chris are part of that. These people welcomed me like family. They didn't know me from Adam, they knew my law partner. But they welcomed me, and they began to trust me, and I did. But every time I started dropping down, my soul would start feeling a little bit lighter and a little bit better. And that's because I grew up on a ranch. I grew up feeding cattle, running fence, and having something called personal responsibility. Fortunately for me, I met this lovely young lady right here, Lynette, who you guys know, if you know me at all, is my moon stars. She is everything in the world. She got me back to being happy with myself again. We started going to church, started praying. And one night at dinner, we were sitting there and I almost broke down. I said, and she's like, "What's wrong?" I said, "Lou." I said, "My plate's not full." And she's like, "Oh yeah, it is. It's mandatory." And I said, "No, buddy, my plate is blessed." The growth that I have had, the love that I have felt from people in this community and in Bill County and in Central Texas in general has made me feel like I want to give back. And I have spent my lifetime doing all sorts of cases. Had cases on law and order. I've done everything from an eviction to $1 million government contracts. And let me tell you something, I've never been happier than when Lou said that I ought to start leading. And it took us about 6 months of prayer. And we got through it. And at the end of it, we both said in our hearts that we believe our journey takes us here to Lampasas and to remain in both and be a judge in both. Lou and I are committed to both counties. We are especially committed to being here in Lampasas. I hope, and it is our prayer, that we can be elected and become part of this community. And we not only want to become part of it and be a judge in this community, we want to own property. Why is that important? When you elect a judge that has a stake in the community that he's living in, all pays and taxes to, guys. We're going to be part of this community. I'm going to have to ride 2 horses. But what we're going to do is make sure that we spend more time here, that we give the citizens of Lampasas who are growing. This county is booming, and y'all are going to need people down here. I got to find a way to do it. And that is where my experience for 4 years is going to come back to help us. It's going to help all of us. Because I've been there in the counties when they have had those explosions. And I've seen and gone through what courts have done to handle that influx of cases. And the nice thing is what's fixing to happen in Bell County, I've said, y'all are fixing to get 1,800 pounds. If you multiply that by the nuclear family, 2 parents, 2 kids, that's 7,200 people. How many people do you think may cross the doors of our courthouse? A bunch. And it's not just going to be criminals. It's going to be people that have land use contracts. It's going to be easements from power lines, my buddy. Okay? It's going to encompass all of those things. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm that man. And I'm not only that man because of my experience, I'm that man because of what's in my heart for this county. And not only this county, but this area. We're going to stand up. We're going to stand for good values. We're going to stand for being a traditional family. I'm going to pray and dedicate myself to those goals. That's for me. That's what I'm going to do. But we're also going to bring back something called personal responsibility. You see, my dad taught me that. I had to go and fix the fence in the back pasture. And so I got in the truck, and yeah, I was 10, and I got to drive the International Harvester back to the tank and start working on this, and I realized I didn't bring the wire cutters. My dad sent me back to the barn. I had to walk. You know why? Because it was my job to bring the wire cutters. Your responsibility. You go do it. I expect the same of that of the people that are going to work in my court and that are going to come through my court. Whether you come through as a plaintiff or a defendant or a criminal defendant, it doesn't matter. You're going to have personal responsibility. You're going to be held to your word. And that stands for lawyers as well as the participants that come in. We're going to have a heart. We're going to listen. But we're going to punish where we need to punish. And the days of seeing a revolving door in the courthouse going to trickle down. Why? Personal responsibility. It's okay to have American values. It's okay to worship the red, white, and blue. It's okay, ladies and gentlemen, for us to be proud to be an American. And you know who taught me? I learned it growing up, but I relearned it when I came back here to Lampasas.